Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right,
Mr. Dane Hennen. Good to meet you. I'm Levi Gates.
Okay, I was going to say wrong, Levi Gates, but to my left,
You
Anthony.
have, bottle flip Anthony. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I told him to start doing the countdown because I'm going to try to bottle flip this bottle.
That
on
was
this
pretty
desk,
impressive.
and the
because
pressure is going to put it on.
He could not get it
couldn't
until
get
he
it.
started counting down.
So if you're watching this on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel, you just saw him succeed at flipping a bottle, which would have been impressive, I don't know, 3 years ago. So, any rate, moving on.
Wow, Dane, tell me how you really feel. All right.
Savagery.
All right.
My middle name. All right. Well, I didn't even say your last name. We'll just call you Flipper from now on. So,
Anthony Flipper.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
all right with me.
Anthony
I'm cool.
Flipper.
I'm cool
All
with
right.
that.
Actually, that works because if you're Fisher, you're Flipper.
So, guys, it's October 1st. That means September has ended. The Green Day song is no longer relevant.
No.
We're done with that, but it's the 1st of October, which means
As
that
you can see, we're wearing flannels today, except for Anthony, who didn't get the memo.
He didn't get the memo.
you guys know what
did
I'm
he?
wearing. I'm wearing a T-shirt and shorts because that's what I do every
Year
day.
round.
Yeah. It was
now-
great. Your mom walked in. She had a flannel shirt on.
Yep.
Nate had a flannel shirt on. I was like, awesome. Nate's
are-
like, I'm
you guys
glad
are
you guys all got
freaks.
my
You know,
text.
fall's starting in Idaho when
Yeah.
everybody starts wearing flannel. Actually, that's not true. People wear flannel year round here.
All
Yeah,
right, so
that's
who's
one of
excited for
the
Halloween? You guys like Halloween?
My house has been decorated for a month already.
Oh wow, you're one of those people.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm ready
Dane?
for Christmas. My tree's up.
Oh,
Seriously?
Seriously.
I don't think Dane's tree ever came down.
Did you not
Correct.
take it? Oh.
I do it as a joke. I do it as a joke because
Sure.
it's convenient for me. My cat likes scratching it. My
Okay.
dog doesn't mind it. My dog likes to sit under
Alright.
it. It's a nightlight in the living room
A night
all throughout the year. It's very nice, just
Oh,
soothing.
The best would
it's-
be if
yeah.
Dane
Got
was
his
like
tree
in
up.
the.
It's
in
a
the
fake
kicker
tree.
is
Don't
it's-
expect a
it's
real tree to last that
tree.
long.
I hope it was.
That's part of the decor.
I know there are
at
some
Dane's
people who are
house.
very upset right now. The same people who are like, "Oh my God, take down your Christmas lights."
So Adam
it's
Thurman,
July.
if you're
I don't have
gonna
Christmas
be
lights
staying over
outside.
at Dane's, just be prepared.
Bring
Christmas
gifts.
at
Bring gifts
Dane's
to put
house already.
underneath the tree.
Oh man.
So
That
no.
poor guy.
Anyways, guys. So we got Halloween coming up. We have a still a pretty busy week this week. Last week. Was
Well, this is
busy.
like our real last week of nobody here, and so a lot of
That's
it is
about
like
to change.
let's get as much stuff as we can done because
Well,
we've
yeah.
still got to get our case done.
It
We've
was
still
a-
got to get all our
a brief
booth stuff
break
made
Because we had Pan and Ivan over here for solid weeks
Yeah.
on end just recently. So here's like our little window, and then it's crazy.
Yeah, because the 11th, 12th, we've got Dave from PNS and Bob
Yeah.
Eichelberg and Rennie Doyle all coming to do an event here.
Busy.
The 13th, and then we've got and then the following week after that, we've got Lake Country. We got David Patterson coming.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little promo with them.
I think he's going to
and
show us that super sweet.
We'll see. It might be pretty cool, but I think him and Andrew are coming, and so we should.
Cool.
We'll have some fun with them for they'll be here for a day, Thursday, I think.
Yeah,
all-
it's
all
gonna
we
be
need.
brief.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a good time.
So, and then I'm gonna bounce out of here on Friday, that Friday,
Oh really?
the 19th, and go down to Utah real quick
What?
with the wife and kids before SEMA.
What?
He's
then-
really risking. You know, if he breaks down while he's down there or
No,
something,
because
then we're.
I've got enough miles. I can just pay for a one-way ticket back. It's not that big deal.
Jeez,
You'll
must
leave
be-
your
must-
family there. You're like, I'm
must
going
be
by.
nice
Yeah.
to
Oh,
just
my wife will have
leave your
no
family.
problem staying there. If well, you're gonna have to stay for a week and a half. She'd be like, well, what are we gonna do with the dog? And I'll be like, I'll just
Tell John to come.
We'll
pick
have
up
a
the
SEMA
dog.
grab
dog.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Drop
I don't
drop
think
the
those
dog
are
off
allowed.
with John's dogs.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, try and get a Utah trip in with the family before SEMA. Just
You just timed
I'm
it
gone
like
for
that on-
10 days, so
Okay.
it just it makes my wife happy.
For me, this is my trip with my family. You guys are my family.
Oh,
So
that's
going
really
to
nice.
SEMA
That's how I
is
see you
just-
guys. Just really obnoxious brothers that I have no choice but to love anyway.
Yeah,
Well, and it's
we're-
It's what
literally-
it is.
We
Stuck-
literally
stuck in a
stay in
car
the house
ride for-
together. We sit in
Yeah.
the car for 10 hours, and then we basically live together for the rest of the week. We
Yep.
eat all our meals together. We wait for, Anthony.
we cook breakfast in the morning.
Yeah,
with
we
each
listen-
other.
No shortage of eggs.
Yeah. We go into the bathroom after one of us has wrecked it.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Rude.
who
Rude.
did that,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dane, pick up
man.
your shoes. Come on.
Yeah. Tripping
Leaving
over
shoe-
them. Trying
Am I
to
known
Dane,
for
wake
leaving
up.
shoes
We're leaving.
places? Oh, right.
Put your shoes on, Dane. Come on. I've asked you 4 times. Put your shoes on.
Well, I'm charging the camera gear. Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
the wrong
thing.
feet.
By the way, to
Put 'em on the
Tim,
right
who's
feet.
listening right now, just know,
Tim, that's your
just
job.
because everything takes you twice as long because you're the camera guy, nobody else cares except for me and
Yeah, Tim,
you.
we don't care.
They all treat you like you're one of them, and you have just as much mobility. When
Yeah.
the fact is, you're crippled.
We're
You're
all out
basically
waiting
half
in the car.
as
honking the
functional,
horn.
time-wise,
go.
efficiency, all that.
We
it's
need
just
drinks.
out the window.
Energy
These guys
drinks,
are
come on.
relentless jerks. You'll
That
learn to
was-
love it, but until that happens,
was-
I'm
What
sorry.
is taking him so
That was-
long?
that was every
all the camera
morning.
gears in the car already.
SEMA last year was getting in the car, waiting on everybody, getting there, and saying we need to stop and get energy drinks as fast as
Yeah.
possible. And so we stop at a gas station, get enough energy drinks to get us through the entire day of SEMA because our day started at 8 a.m. getting there and ended at what?
7.
7? Yeah.
Every
So
day. But that's
On
not a
top
normal
of walking
day.
like 4
You're
miles
walking.
a day.
You're
or standing on your
walking
feet for 12 hours.
several miles a day.
yeah, I
Ugh.
need to get like one of those hover rounds. Remember those like hover round infomercials?
Yeah.
I need to get one of those and cruise around SEMA and that.
Get a
pimp it out.
jazzy.
Man.
Get a jazzy. Yeah.
Brett, one of those jazzies.
You guys
Yep.
can join me. But no, so we have that going on. So this week will be relatively low key. We're going to try to get a couple of videos in. I have one video idea that I've been wanting to do because
Ooh.
Katie is out of town this week, and she has left me with her prized performance Hyundai Elantra
Oh,
high
yeah.
performance
Yeah,
machine.
Yeah.
Her 2017 black Elantra.
Which you put your Evo wheels on just for fun.
that currently it is actually
And
sitting
it actually looks
on-
pretty dope.
on Evo BBS wheels. I'll tell you guys that whole story here once we get started with our
Sounds
weekends.
fun.
But basically, her car is covered in hard water spots.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe if you guys would like to see a hard water spot removal video, or at least the couple different methods you can go about doing that, leave us a comment down here in the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to see a hard water video for hard water spot removal. We can do something like washing, claying, acid, not the drug kind, but the
Yeah,
actual
we have to
acid
get some
kind.
acid.
And then we can do polishing and compounding and
Yeah.
show you what the best way it is to
Yeah.
remove some of the hard water we have here in Idaho. So that's one option. But other than that, I think the rest of this week, I got to ship some towels out down to California. I know you got to ship some stuff
Yeah.
out. We've been doing some drawings. We
Yeah.
got a lot of drawing requests. This
Yeah.
I
last
got a
week.
lot of drawing requests this week.
I
It was kinda
think that
wild.
was because of the tour video.
Probably. That was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
great, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was definitely fun. We all got to do drawings. This
And
week. It was pretty
hopefully
fun.
people took advantage of our fall into savings sale. If you're by the
Yes.
time you're listening to this, that sale will be over.
Sorry.
But sorry, guys, it went until Monday, 10/1 at 11:59 p.m. Basically, what it was 25% off. Twist and Shout, Twistress. I think the Everest 800 was on that list.
Yeah, there's some good
Cyclone
towels, good
10X,
prices.
the full Smitten mittens, and 25% off, guys. That's more than we typically do
Yeah.
on our typical 20% off Black Friday. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out for those sales in the future.
Well, and the easiest way to keep an eye out for those is to sign up for the newsletter and get on the
Absolutely.
email blasts that we send out when we do those sales. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't spam. It's just you're notified when a sale
you only
comes
are
through.
notified when a sale comes through. It's the only time we send an email.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
No, so it's true. So, anyways, Levi, what did you do this weekend?
Yeah.
I detailed some cars.
Ooh, the
Ooh.
Master of Shine.
Tell us more.
Yeah, so my friend brought me her Highlander, and she had canceled on me last weekend.
Oh, this one.
The
Okay.
transmission went out. She actually got a transmission replaced on a 2017 Highlander
That's
crap.
with 10,000 miles.
Is it an auto or a CVT or?
It's an
don't know.
auto,
It's an
yeah.
automatic.
Auto, yeah.
But I don't know if it's a CVT or not.
Hmm.
But anyway, so under warranty, got replaced. But she bought the car from her parents, and she basically said, "I need the old man smell out of it because it smells like her dad."
Oh,
But really nice, white, gray leather. Wasn't too bad, just kind of dingy.
sure.
They kept good care of it, kept it clean. But there was just a lot of, like, the seats were dull and stuff. So I
so
cleaned.
interior mostly.
No, I did an
Oh,
interior
exterior.
and gloss coat.
Okay.
So I
Wow.
did interior, a one-step, and gloss coat on it. And she dropped it off Saturday morning. I spent most of the weekend on it. She picked it up Sunday night, but it didn't take me that long to work on it. I probably had, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours total into it, maybe 6. But I also washed my mom's car this weekend.
Nice.
did stuff with the kids. We went and ran errands. We, went to church, all that good stuff. Took the kids to the park. I mean, we still had a weekend.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the reason I don't mind detailing at home, is because I can still go do a couple things here and there, and I give myself the right amount of time frame.
You got flexibility.
So, but yeah, we did that. I worked on that. Cleaned all our couches, even though they're brand new.
Cool.
Our little dog decided to pee on one of them.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Terminator?
super fun.
You used some
I
Terminator?
used some Terminator. I used some Nature's Way. I used I used a lot of stuff. I shampooed it. I did.
It was one of those situations where you start spraying a handful of stuff in there.
Sprayed everything
and not
on it.
even
Well,
worrying
it's
about it.
super frustrating because
Man.
it's a new couch.
Yeah.
And he's been really good, and he's housebroken and awesome. But my parents brought over their corgi, and they played in the yard, and we thought they were doing really well. And at some point, we weren't paying attention to our dog in the evening is probably when it happened, and he peed on the couch. So, and I don't know when or how that happened, because I was like, he went outside and went to the bathroom with me, and then my wife's like, yeah, he was out there when you left to go do this. And so just one of those things where it was like super frustrating.
He tapped into his reserve tank.
Yeah, basically.
Literally.
There's two things that I cannot abide: the dog hair and peeing on couches. It's like, that's like, it was at the point, like, my wife and I were literally like, so do we take him to the pound?
Oh my God.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm serious. I don't abide that stuff.
If
like,
you have that, bring it to me first.
I understand what all these people say that. Once you have kids, though,
Yeah, I don't
it's
have
totally
that.
different.
I almost
My
said
dogs,
problem.
my dogs are dogs, and I expect them to do certain things. They are not treated like a child. They're not treated like a human. They're treated like a dog, and that's so for me. So those of you that are dog lovers, I'm a dog lover. I've had 7 dogs in my life.
He's just a very specific kind who
My
upsets
dogs,
other
though,
dog
my
lovers.
dogs are very well trained, and so when that pops up, I go, okay, now I need to figure out what's the disconnect. So in my head, give him the benefit of the doubt and said, it's because another dog was in his territory.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason.
He's just covering his tracks.
He's probably
making
just
sure.
trying. This is just instinctual. This is probably what it is. Okay. So instantly that means he goes for a walk in the afternoon. I take him for a walk in the morning. Take him for, like, I have to do something to get him back on schedule to where his brain, I have to tire him out so that his brain doesn't think for him. So that he'll ask me what to do. So
Okay.
that's where I go. Sorry to say that. But so that's where I'm at.
He's bossy.
I am. I'm one of those dog owners that demands a lot.
I have 2 beautiful golden retrievers who are literally a blessing from God,
Yeah.
and I've
Sure
never
they are.
had one issue with them chewing up anything or anything like that, or peeing anywhere. Just saying.
Yeah.
The only downside is I have to deal with some hair,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they're golden. They're golden boys. They literally retrieve gold. What more could I want?
No, Watson's amazing. He's a
Yeah.
great little little herder. He's good at playing soccer. He's funny. He's silly. He doesn't belong on the couches.
And you're willing to let him go.
And he,
Yeah.
see,
He
this
says
is the
all
kind of
these
guy.
nice things.
Yeah,
but
if he
he's
does it
like,
again, I'm like,
Levi's weirdly sentimental and yet not sentimental at the same time. He's very, very particular in how he picks and chooses. So you know what? When you guys have that thought, Callie could use a friend. So
Okay.
I will happily take on
understood.
your little guy if you decide.
Like
you're
Dane,
not
I'm at
having
my
it.
wit's end. This dog won't stop peeing on things.
Nope, just fine.
Dane's
Dane's like, bring him over. I've got a Christmas tree.
He's gonna get a
He
Christmas
can
tree
pee right on that.
He can pee on
All
that
right.
thing all day long.
I suspect he would feel just fine.
Now,
at
my guess
place,
was
but
he was just overwhelmed, and
It was
the
a
dog.
particular scenario.
That's the only thing,
yeah.
and he was fine. Like, I took him to the park. We went for a walk last night with the kids. He did great. He played with other dogs. It was he's fun and sweet, and he's 10 months old. He's a puppy. Like,
Yeah, I mean, at
I
that point,
totally
it's like
get it.
he's trained, but you can't
Yeah.
expect him to be perfect all the time.
Yeah, but still, it's very frustrating.
Sure.
And
Well, when you got kids and a wife and everybody,
Well, and-
explaining how things need to work, and
and
you
the hard
gotta-
part is when you spend money on stuff.
Yeah.
So we moved into a new house. We bought new
I was to say
furniture.
that was a new couch, wasn't
It's
it?
barely 6
Yeah.
months old, and
It's
so that's when
seasoned
it's
now.
that's
Still
but
has
that's
that new
the-
couch
yeah.
smell.
Yeah, it literally still has that new. It's not broken in yet, and
Need some more miles on
some
it.
pee on there
Yeah,
now.
before it gets some pee
Some
on
dog
there.
pee on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was kind of it was pretty simple, pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just detailed some cars, took a lot of ibuprofen,
Yep.
wore a lot of my braces to get my party started.
You got your like anti-vibration gloves,
Yeah.
all that business.
Yeah.
People always ask about those. What gloves do you use?
They're Mechanics Impacts.
Okay.
And then I recently picked up Norse Fitness wrist straps,
Ooh.
Jormungandr wraps that I've been using around my forearms. So
So you
not
can
on my
look
wrists.
Viking tough all the time or
Yeah,
something.
they say strength in
Strength.
Strength.
Strength
with
numbers.
written in runes. But yeah, no, I use those and I wrap them around my forearm to give me some compression.
Cool.
I did buy a new vacuum though.
Ooh.
So
Big purchase, little purchase.
little purchase, just a $50
Oh, okay. Yeah.
rigid vac, but it was a
Nice.
6-gallon,
I love rigids.
4.5 horse
Yeah.
or 4 horse. Just a small one. It was $50 at Home Depot.
Yeah.
I had the smaller one like we have downstairs here, the little like 2 or 3 gallon one.
Oh yeah.
And it's done a really good job. I've had it for a couple years. I think we paid like $30 for it on a Black Friday deal. And your dad went and bought like 3 for here.
No,
2 or
every
3
time they
for
have like
here.
a special on rigid stuff, I'm always looking because
They're little
bang
huskies,
for your
that's what they
buck.
are.
Man, they're good.
Yeah, so those were little huskies and the black ones, and that did really good, and it worked well for about 2 years, but
Yeah.
it howls. It makes this noise, and I've taken it apart. I've cleaned everything. I've pulled the motor apart, checked for stuff, and
Check the bearings.
it howls so loud that it sounds like it's gonna blow
Well,
up.
there's a
So,
husky. So.
yeah, so I threw it away. Anyway, I threw it away, but I went and bought this new rigid because
he
I
got rid
in
of
my,
the dog.
Yeah. I went into my I got in my wife's car. I got into my wife's car.
Yeah.
I haven't cleaned it.
Yeah.
And
How bad was it?
it's really bad. She
Yeah.
took it down to Utah this last weekend and then
Say no more.
Yeah.
and the dog rides in it, the kids ride in it, the kids eat in it.
Yeah.
There's popcorn kernels all over the carpet for some reason. it's like if you saw it, you'd be like, you just need to light a match. And burn that car
Like
down.
that was one trip.
$1,000. Bring it
Yeah.
on over.
Yeah.
$1,000. I'll
Yeah,
do
no,
detail that.
So I looked at it when I got in it this weekend. I got run the kids somewhere, and I
Yeah.
got in. and I was like, "Oh, my little vacuum's not going to be able to handle cleaning
Yeah.
this car.
Yeah.
I need a new vacuum."
Gonna
Plus,
need
I
more
just cleaned
power.
my friend's car, and it was struggling,
Yeah.
even with my Tornador gun, and was able to get it all. But I hooked up the new vacuum, put it all together. Awesome,
Yeah.
loved it. Plenty of suction, so pretty dope little vac. So
Yeah.
they're $50 at Home Depot. It's the Rigid NXT 6-gallon
Ooh.
vacuum.
So it's like a shop vac style.
little
though.
shop vac
little
style,
wheel
but it's rigid.
caster and
The cool thing about Rigid is their warranty. Probably one of the easiest warranties I've ever seen. I had one of the big ones, the like $200 Rigid, the big polished aluminum.
oh
stainless
yeah,
tank
yeah,
one
where they
for
got
my
the
shop.
Yeah.
And one of them broke, and so all I did was take pictures, called the number on the back. They gave me the email address. I emailed them the photos, and within a week, a whole new vacuum showed up.
No, I swear this sounds like a plug for Rigid, but no, I've always had good luck with Rigid because I used to work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
And I remember, buying one after like they had some leftovers from like a Black Friday sale they had or something.
Yeah.
And no, it was a killer vac, and I still got it, and it works great. It
Yeah.
was like a 5 or 6 gallon, something like
Yeah.
that. But that's really all you need.
Yeah, yeah, especially at home and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
pretty good. But other than that, that was my weekend.
Yeah.
So cleaning up a dog pee, detailing some cars, and taking my kids to the park. So
Fair
Heck yeah.
enough.
pretty nice. What'd you guys do?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I can talk about my weekend, but you know what I did?
Oh, and I'm giving a shout out to my brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
Utah Air Guns. I don't know if you can see my shirt there.
There we
So
go.
if you guys haven't seen, check out Utah Air Guns
.com.
on Facebook.
Oh,
You
never
can
mind.
check out UtahAirGuns.com. But those of you in the Provo-Orem area, you should go down to Utah Air Guns. That's part of our plan when we decide to go down to Utah, all of us. They've got a shooting
we'll do a
range in
trip.
their new building.
Can't wait.
So we go shoot stuff.
High-powered air guns.
That'd be fun.
So,
Dane edited this
anyway,
weekend.
Go ahead.
Yes, I edited this weekend. I went for a drive, did some errands, basic stuff. Kind of hung around the house, just tried to get my mind into the zone for working on this new Wash Wednesday we shot.
Yeah.
So I ended up reviewing actually a bunch of our old videos. watched like all our travel vlogs, and then I watched several Wash Wednesdays. But it kind of gets you in that mindset. And then on Sunday, I came in here and I probably worked here for about another 8 hours. Something like that.
Wow, full day.
Yeah, so I pretty much did a full day. But the thing is, with the latest Wash Wednesday we shot, I had so much footage.
Yeah.
My timeline, I
And
haven't even
it
gotten
is
everything into it yet, and I have 5
awesome.
hours of footage, even without the driving portion, all this stuff.
This
5 hours
Can't
to
wait
dig
to
through.
bring all you guys over to our Wash Wednesday premiere. It's our 2.5-hour episode of
Oh
Wash
my God.
Wednesday coming to a theater near you.
Yeah.
And I guess it wouldn't be quite as much of a chore getting everything lined up if, I shoot the audio separately from the video so that I have kind of a continuous stream of audio. But, excuse me, I have several cameras going on and off at any given time, so they kind of drop in, drop out, and I have to find where in the audio timeline somebody says something that matches up with what I hear on another camera. And I go, okay, that's where it is, and I have to sync it. Well, that's where most of the time is going to be spent this week, is just lining everything up. I got it about a third to halfway done now, so that's something. But then after I get that done, that's when I actually start to edit it. So it's basically a slog until I can get to that point. But I can just say right now, looking at it, it's going to be really good.
Dude,
I'm
so
excited.
I'm pumped. I already saw one clip, and I was like, yes, this is going to be cool.
I think people have fun with it.
Yeah. Right on. Well,
Did you take your Christmas tree down?
No.
Oh.
Of course not.
of course
That's
you-
work.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll-
Leave it
we'll
up.
ask
It's
him
good
that
to
every
go.
week
Did
until
you take the
Christmas.
cobwebs off of it at least?
There's no cobwebs.
Okay, good.
It's actually totally fine.
Mostly Cali hair.
We make fun of it. No, not even that. Like, it's
Impressive.
a tree. There's no ornaments on it, but it's a tree.
You
did-
should just
wait, you
decorate
left-
that tree for
Wait,
for this.
So you took the ornaments off of it
Mm-hmm.
and the lights.
No, the lights are on it. The lights are built in. It's a fake tree.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I
No,
know.
it's a night light.
Yeah.
It's soft white light, but I can click a button. It becomes colorful.
and you
It can
know
do the
what?
whatever.
It's like, and it doesn't even have to be a Christmas
I've had
tree.
it for years.
You can just
too.
leave it in the
Well,
corner.
like that's
and-
my. I have one that's lit too.
Yeah.
But I'm just amazed that you took the time to take.
Well, it's in a
the
corner of the living
ornaments
room
off,
that
but
just
then-
kind of works for it. Like there's no
Okay,
furniture
all right.
over in
I'm-
that corner,
no
so
judging.
it almost feels just right having the tree out there. And I don't have lights on my house on the outside, so people can't give me
Well, what's
grief
gonna-
for that.
what-
It's
what-
indoors,
what
so
would
it's
replace that
it's
tree?
inoffensive. Nobody's
a
gonna
chair.
mind it.
You know
That.
what I mean?
Yeah, usually I have a chair in that corner.
Okay,
That's the
all
only
right.
other difference. I just slide the chair over. And
You know
there's
what's
a tree.
cool, Dane?
Yeah,
It's your house. You can do whatever you want.
it's true. I can
So-
do
Yeah,
whatever I
it is.
want. Homeowner
So
since 2011 here.
Yeah,
There
there
we
you go.
I'm young, so that matters to me.
I feel like this is a good time to start talking about.
So
my
Anthony,
week.
your turn.
All right.
I know you've been chomping at the microphone.
Yeah.
to get-
People keep saying that, and I don't actually. I think Ivan put his mouth on this last time, so I probably don't want to put my mouth on that. I mean, whatever, you know. So last week, right?
it was kind of a crazy week
kind of
for you.
Yeah.
Interesting week. So I'll give you like the cliff notes of kind of what led to what happened up to this weekend. So basically, Levi was telling me about a deal that Toyota had,
Just
right?
a small deal.
Just a small deal.
Ends today. Sorry, folks.
Ends today, right? Where he told me about this, and because Katie was telling me, you know, over the last couple of weeks, she was thinking about getting a new car. She wanted something a little bit bigger than her Elantra, right? Why? I don't know. Why would she trade in a high-performance machine for something
Exactly.
bigger?
It's
I
a
don't-
beautiful car. It does
I
not
don't
need
get
to
it.
go anywhere.
Because
she
I look
told-
at her car and that's a new car, so I'm so confused.
But she told me to keep a lookout for something bigger, basically. And so when me and Levi were talking about this lease deal that Toyota had on the Tacomas, and I said, man, I wish there was something for the 4Runners because those are pretty cool as well. And
And
he's
I
like,
said
well,
there is.
actually, there is. So it was like something like $350 a month. You can go get a new 4Runner. You can lease that with a little bit of money down.
It was like
you know,
a
yada,
4x4
yada, yada.
SR5.
So, yeah, still pretty cool, though. And I told Katie about that, and she was absolutely down to go check it out. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just make a plan. I'm going to have a friend meet me down there that works at the dealership. We'll go talk it. We'll talk it out, see if it makes sense to do, see how much you would get for your car, yada, yada, yada. I'm about to head down there. I'm leaving from work last Wednesday or whatever it was, or I think on Tuesday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday, I think it was what it was. And I get a call from Katie. I pick up the phone. She's crying in some type of frantic fit, saying, I just popped my tire. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Are you? I thought you were heading down to the dealership. And she's like, I was leaving the subdivision. There was something in the road. I swerved out of the way, and I hit a curb, and I popped my tire. And I'm like, oh, crap, right? That's like the worst thing because we're trying to trade her car in potentially or sell it or do something. And I'm like, we can't bring the car with us.
And this just happened, so yeah. No.
So I tell her, I'm like, well, if you still want to go and look, we can. We can just go just look. And you can get an Uber down there if you can leave your car on the side of the road. So she did that. And we went and checked them out. We test rode one. They were really cool, really, really nice. Financially, we did all the financials. Let's just say it wouldn't have really made sense looking back. I mean, thinking about how much you have to put down and then how much you're paying per month. And then we found out her car trade-in value is so much substantially lower than what you can sell outright. It wasn't worth it. I told her we'd think about it, but maybe that pop tire was a sign, right? So later that night, went back to the house, fixed her car for her, put my Evo 9 BBS wheels that have winter tires on right now onto her car. It's a direct fit, right? Just to show how much of a high-performance machine it is.
It looks pretty mean.
It makes sense. So she's got those wheels on there. I took her wheels and tires the next morning down to Discount Tire, got some new tires mounted on there. And at this point, we're still kind of thinking about the whole 4Runner deal, right? Like if this is something we actually want to do. And then it was on Thursday. She calls me in another frantic fit, right? But this time she's really excited and really happy. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on today, right? And she told me that basically there was an opportunity that we, cause she works for a housing company.
She works for a builder.
She works for a CBH, which is Corey Barton Homes, and it's they're one of the biggest home builders in Idaho. I think they're actually the 49th biggest in the country. But basically, she works as a sales manager in one of these sales centers for CBH, and she called me saying that she stumbled across a plan that had yet to be built that still has the blueprints and all this that needs to go in a particular lot in this particular subdivision. However, the price, I guess long story short, the price of that particular house is like a reflection of like 2 years in the past. So basically, before the inflation of Boise has happened,
in the last
this is what the price would have been 2 years ago. And she told me about this house. It's like, 3-car garage, 2,000 square feet, in a really nice neighborhood. And basically, to give you guys an idea on what the housing is like here, you're typically looking at, 300 plus to get into a house that you probably want in a good location.
300 plus.
300 plus.
To get in any house.
Okay, then so 350 to 400.
To even start.
350 to 400 to get in something that you may potentially like. And then it just goes up from there, right?
It's ridiculous.
So if you're looking at newer homes.
Yeah, well, not even new. Like,
used,
Dane, your house is probably...
Dane's house is probably 300 something.
Yeah, that's what's so... No, I'm saying, like, that's what's so crazy is that, like...
or has the potential
to be at least
250, I'm in
260.
low twos where I'm at. And basically out Meridian there, everything I've looked at is basically
Meridian,
in the 2 to 250 range.
There's no delineation between Meridian and Boise now.
I know, but I'm saying I've been looking at houses because of the value of my house. I'm like, maybe
I should sell.
Looking around, I'm like, there's actually, like, everybody says it's really expensive.
The hard part
and it is relatively speaking. But compared to where it was, absolutely. But there are still deals out there.
There are
gems.
deals.
I look at older homes on purpose. So I check out what's
But what I'm
out
saying
there.
is, like, what the problem is you maybe bought your house for $175, $150, whatever. You'd sell it $225, $250, but you wouldn't be able to buy it back into your neighborhood without paying $225 to $250 for the house for the same floor plan, same size. That's the issue.
For most people, that would be the case. In my particular situation, I picked up a HUD home and I fixed it up, so I got it for a ways below market
value. That's what I'm saying.
So I have a lot of equity.
Yeah, so you're looking at it going like, oh, you should take out a home equity loan and build your 3rd-car garage with your mother-in-law suite like you've been talking about doing.
That is the goal, because I have no problem with where I'm located.
Do it. 5, 4, do it. 3, do it.
But without getting too crazy on it, there's going to be, whether it's a market crash or some kind of slowdown, it's coming. It's going to happen. It's going to slow down. There's going to be, whether the bubble pops or whatever happens,
home equity loan now.
It's going to cool off.
To get your home equity loan now before your home gets devalued.
Yeah, but I also don't want to owe that much. I mean,
we're talking like an extra $100 to $200 a month in your mortgage.
Yeah. So anyway, so what I'm trying to get to.
So you're getting to a point where this house is 2 years behind what it should be at.
Correct.
without any upgrades at the moment.
Correct.
This is just the standard build sheet.
Yes.
Is this awesome house in this high-end neighborhood
Yeah.
for a very inexpensive Dane's neighborhood price?
Yeah, correct. So basically, it's like unheard of. Like basically, what happened was
it's a needle in a haystack kind of thing.
There was a company-wide email sent regarding this property, right?
Yeah.
Saying, hey, there's a pricing issue with this, right? And they mocked it up as saying, just roll with it.
Yeah.
Just roll with it. Just do it, get it sold, and figure it out. And within the minute of that email being sent out, that's when Katie called me.
She's like, already got approval.
And she's
We're
like,
good to go.
she's like, Anthony, I know this isn't your dream layout. I mean, it's a 2-story still.
Yeah.
But she's like, you'll get your 3-car garage. She's like, you'll get, to design this and customize it and do whatever you want, as long as it sticks to that same blueprint to a certain degree, and we can still customize some stuff, and we'll have a big yard for the dogs now and all this stuff. And it makes sense because right now we have an alley load home, which is nice, and I really like it. But at the same time, it's like we have a side yard that's a 10 by.
It's about as big as this table.
I mean, I would say it's like an 11 by 40 or whatever it is side yard, and it's just not enough room for dogs, and half it's concrete now. So basically, she's like, I need an answer from you in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you think this is wise? I don't know that much about this kind of stuff, and I've never personally bought a house. The house that we live in is technically hers.
Yep.
So she's like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, you have to do it. And so I say, okay.
Well, and this is the house.
So she wasn't really giving you.
No,
the
but
choice.
this is the kind of thing that like pops up. Like, this is a house that guaranteed, the moment you sign your papers, you have at least $100,000 in equity.
Oh yeah,
in.
yeah.
Automatic. Like, I mean, it's
at
like
least,
one of those where you're like,
and
it's
that's
a
why
no-brainer.
it is a good decision in this case.
So I said, yep, let's do it. So basically, we went to we got approved. Literally within 30 minutes, whatever it was. Put in our offer after discussing which additional add-ons we technically needed on the house to get the right amount set, and then put that through. So today we're waiting back to see where we're at. But it's because she works for the builder, and everything is done under the builder. I'm like, well, who's this get sent to? Who gives us his approval? And she's like, remember John that you met at the Christmas party last year that you guys shotgunned a beer with? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that guy. So we're good. I'm like, oh, I'm like, cool. So it's like, it's all under like the same thing. So it makes it really easy. So needless to say, I bought a house.
Congratulations.
So I'm excited, and we're no longer
Anthony owns property now.
Is the forerunner on her mind?
Yeah.
So and I'll be closer to work. So I'll be instead of 30 minutes from work, I'll hopefully be more like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, we'll see.
Well, like,
I'm gonna be the
apparently
loner.
Everybody goes
way
this way.
out.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm thinking when I'm thinking about my commute, I'll probably just do like hill road every day and have like a nice twisty road on a motorcycle or something to do.
No, that's a good area.
It is. It's a nice area, and they're building a Costco out there, and they have
stuff out there.
They have that very nice Mormon temple driving by, so it just looks really nice.
Place,
I'll never be able to go inside.
Oh, wait a second. Your neighborhood's gonna be over there?
I've got a couple friends.
That's like 5 minutes from my house.
Linder and it'll be Linder and State Street.
Yep. I'm pretty much right over there because
Dane lives right off of State.
Linder and Cherry. So
no,
it's just that neighborhood. But as you said, the Costco and the Mormon temple, so I was like, oh, those are right over
those are
by.
Close,
yeah, they're close.
No, that's a good spot because you can take. I mean, you could do Hill Road, but State Street is a quick shot.
Yeah, and it depends on the traffic time.
I will say in the morning, I found it surprisingly accommodating compared to where I'm at, where I have to go around normally and take Eagle. Eagle is the worst.
Yeah.
But if you can get down to State, it's not bad.
Needless to say, though, after
congratulations!
After everything gets thank you. So after everything gets sent through, they might start building probably sometime mid-November.
Yeah.
But the house won't be ready until March, maybe beginning of April. Yeah. So right now we're trying to figure out what to do with our current house because Katie does rental property management on the side. So she's deciding whether to keep that underneath her current business if it's possible, if we can get enough rent per month out of it.
You never know.
If not, we may have to sell it. But either way, I know she has good equity in the current house we're in right now, so that's good. But so that happened, and then we went and checked out the lot on Saturday and showed my parents, and they were super pumped on that as well. But then what did I do? While she was at work, I cleaned my cars up.
Nice.
I went and cleaned the Evo up, did a rinseless wash in the garage. using O&R, towels, a bunch of other stuff. And this time I did not use bead maker as a drying aid. I actually, I know, if you can imagine that.
I ran out of bead maker this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
I still have quite a bit, but what I was doing is I was like looking around. I'm like, I don't know if I want to use bead maker. Like, what else do I have that I haven't used in a while? And I used instant detailer and gloss enhancer, and I was reminded why I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's
The colors always pop.
It's it
looks so good.
It's just a really good product for what it is. And then it was funny because I went out because I wanted to go take some pictures of my car for Instagram, you know.
Yeah.
So I was
Doing it for the gram.
I was
for the
on,
Insta fam.
I was on my way. I was leaving. I was like, I'm gonna go get a coffee at Dutch Bros, and it was so funny. I pull up and the lady at Dutch Bros or the girl at Dutch Bros, she's like, you know, if you guys ever been to Dutch Bros Coffee, if you're listening,
the Pacific Northwest,
you'll know that it's a very upbeat.
Let's just put it this way: it's a bunch of 20-year-old kids and a lot of loud music,
a lot of EDM,
pumping it out of
EDM
each side.
music.
I'll be honest, when I'm with Liz and she's
And-
like, let's go get coffee, sometimes we actively avoid it because she goes, I don't have the energy to deal with that right now.
It is pretty impressive. It doesn't matter if it's 5 a.m. or if it's 3 in the afternoon. They
No,
are
it's
just
all
as
like,
excited.
What are you doing today? And they're like,
Yeah,
whoa, okay.
So they're just really, they're really in your face.
It's a
and
super awesome business idea
Yeah,
because it's
it
a very
is.
limited menu
It's outgoing.
and it's quick and fast and easy. And
people are nice. It's not super expensive. So I went there to go get go get a drink, and it's just funny because I'm going through the drive-through, and she's like, "So what are you out doing today? Like, what do you typically do? On your days off?"
taking pictures of my car for
And
Instagram.
so I was sat there, and
Kind
it
of
was
a big deal.
I'm like, I'm gonna go take pictures of my car for Instagram, right? And I kind of said it in a joking way, and she like pauses. It got really quiet for like 30 seconds. She's like looking at the car, and she's like, "Oh, cool." And then she handed me my drink. She's like, "Well, good luck with your Instagram fame," and kind of said it in like a sarcastic way.
You're like, only you knew.
And as I'm driving away, I was like not sure whether to be upset because she was being sarcastic, but then I was like, wait, she probably thought I was being sarcastic because I'm driving off in my Mitsubishi.
She thought you were a kid in a riced out Lancer.
About to go take pictures of my stock, Lancer, and so, but I went and did that, tried to find some fall colors to go shoot some pictures with because the leaves are changing finally.
Settled for a brick wall instead.
Settled for a brick wall instead.
Yeah, because it's still too early.
Took what I could. But I mean, the weather's nice, and I'm trying to think. Other than that, though, like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of detailing, but I'm trying to get some detailing jobs scheduled for this month, just to do for make some extra money and for that down payment on the house. So gonna be pretty busy.
Well, it keeps you sharp too, you know.
Yeah. Well, what I'm most excited about. 3-car garage detailing, which should be a little bit
easier.
It's going to be all
Just
bay.
don't do what I do and fill that garage with all your furniture and stuff.
Don't do that.
Because I'm still cleaning that out.
Yeah.
No, if I were to renovate, that would be one of the first things I do. I managed to fit my cars in my garage, but I need to work on organization. Every time we go somewhere with somebody like Matt or anybody who has a garage just organized in such a way, it's like, oh, I need to do that.
So one option we did have on the house that we're not gonna be able to do just
Cabinets.
because it's so it's gonna be a 3-car garage, but the third bay it has the option to do a tandem. So you could do you're 3 across, but you're 2 deep on the back.
That's nice.
And I'm like, how cool would that be?
That would be.
Then I found out it was like $17,000, and I'm like, it's not $17,000
Well,
cool.
I know 17 grand's a lot, but to me it's always, it's wrapped up in $300,000+. So what's 17 at that case anyway in terms of a monthly payment?
I know, and it is enticing, but I don't think it'll happen on this house. I was telling her that this is not our dream house. This is like a 10-year house. Like, we'll probably have kids in this house, and we'll probably start off. But maybe in 10 years from now, I don't know. We'll see where we're at in life and go from there. But
support the rag company so you can get a bigger house.
Yeah, please. That sounds bad, but
So like my house is like I don't want to move again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's your house you're
where
dying in.
I'm staying in this house till I'm an old man. But my wife has already gone. Like, our neighbor's house just sold across the street from us for $100,000 more than we paid for our house.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's smaller, but has a bigger lot.
Gotcha.
So my wife was like, holy cow, that means we've got some extra equity now because of that recent sale. and all the updates that we've done to the house since we bought it.
Sure.
So she's looking in the next year or two. She wants to take out a home equity loan and do an addition.
Oh, nice.
And so one of the ideas, the house is big enough. It's
Master of Shine Wash Bay.
So here's what I told her I wanted to do.
Well,
he just got a shiver.
Hold on here.
So I want to put an addition on the back of the house.
Yeah.
On top. Let's do a second story addition on the rear. Because I already have an addition on the front, on the upper part. So it'd just be connecting that top addition out more.
Oh,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah.
yeah.
So we would build like a bonus room, like maybe a 15 by 30
Okay.
room on the back of the house.
Yeah.
And we would turn that into like a bonus room. But realistically, we'd turn it into like a theater and be a dedicated theater with like a, projector and the elevated seating and all that kind of stuff. The other thing I want to do is add that third car garage.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is do a third car garage that's a taller ceiling on that side so I can put a lift in there.
Ooh.
And also, here's the other thing I want to do is dual doors on either side.
Oh, so like a pass-through dual door?
Exactly.
Yeah. So then you'd have like a concrete block.
So then
out
I have
back.
and then I have a concrete block out back or a patio or whatever, but I have a pass-through where if I have to carry stuff through to the backyard, I can just go through that garage door.
And you can drive a whole freaking car.
Or I could drive a whole car through there.
Because logistically, you put it back there, you're less likely to get nosy neighbors looking, going, this guy's running a business out of it, because there's always some.
Yeah, well, I'm not all that worried, but at the same time, like I just thought, I was telling her, like, I really want to utilize this area for this. This will be the best use of that space, and if we're going to stay in this house, like, let's do that.
You got to want to stay.
Let's do some fun things. Like, already it's fine, and like I said, like, we've got 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and we only have 2 kids. Like, the house is big enough as it is right now. And so the only other addition would be a bonus room, just for the off chance that we needed to sell it. It would just give it another kind of living space for maybe a larger family or somebody who needs that size. So, but yeah, because the yard's fine size, all that stuff. But it's been nice having the Elantra parked in that section where that third car would go.
Yeah.
Because it's concrete, it's nice, it's got the fence. I can close the fence. You don't even notice that the Elantra's back there.
And hide the high performance machine so nobody goes peeking
well,
around.
because I got I wrapped the hood this weekend.
Yeah, you
this
did.
week, and then I started putting all the pieces back on.
You learned everything from Justin Pate. You learned how to glass the hood.
No, I missed that part of the discussion.
So
didn't learn how to glass the hood.
You got everything other than the glass.
Yeah, and then I put it on, and I was like, "Oh, this is way harder."
Yeah.
But beauty of it is, it's just a vinyl wrap. I can peel it off, throw something else on. So, so that was cool. So I think it'll be fun. And we got Dane's car you want to get it wrapped.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think a good test.
I think we could do it. I think
a test bed would be the Miata because it's small. You wouldn't use a lot of material, and it's already 2-tone, so you kind of have a template of where it needs to go.
Dane wants the TRC wrap, where we're gonna make it nice turquoise, black, and white.
Oh boy!
What if we have Francie print out a whole new wrap?
Yeah. Well, Dane, you do want to. You're the prince of the rag company. I mean, that would make sense.
So you'd wrap the top of the car.
I'd wrap
the rag Miata.
I wrap the Elantra in all TRC gear, and then bring it to work. Jeff.
Oh man!
See what a company man I am. Ooh, your own son.
I just
won't
thought
even wrap
I could
his
make
Miata.
it. I could kind of fashion it after like a Lotus Elan or something like that, where it's blue on top, like this kind of blue, and then it's white on the bottom, which would just get really dirty. But then it's got a black stripe down the middle. If you've ever seen a Lotus Elan, that kind of looks like that. That'd be kind of cool.
I like it.
About that.
Some roundels on it too.
Very, very different.
You could do that, so you'll have the rag company car sponsored by Ragtop, which will get you a new Ragtop on the Miata.
Yeah, I could
like
use
that.
a new top. I need to get a hard top. Hard tops for those things are so expensive.
So,
anyway,
future endeavors.
Future ideas.
Yeah.
But no, it's I don't know. House stuff's fun.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that like I look at it still and like, I hate making my mortgage payment every month.
Yeah.
Like I look at that mortgage payment and go like, it's a lot of money.
There goes the paycheck.
But
stab me.
But when we sold our last house and the
Yeah.
equity that we got, the equity that we made on that house during the worst financial crisis, being completely upside down in the house,
Yeah.
where the house was worth almost 50% less than what we paid for it.
Yeah.
And having us go like, we're just stuck. We got to stay in it. We got to do this. At the end, I evened it out. I did the math, and I was like, wow, we made $5,000 a year living in our house
Yeah.
over the course of those 10 years. That's pretty cool. Like, when you look at it that way, and then you break that $5,000 down a month, it was like, oh, so for every $200 we were putting into it, you know, or $250 or whatever, we were getting it back.
Yeah.
Like out of that payment. So like then it was like, oh, we actually paid a lot less. And so I try and make that in my brain work that same way, like to kind of lessen the blow and lessen the blow of like, dude, this is house we're staying in. Like you don't have to move again. And that's kind of a nice feeling.
Yeah.
For me. I look at it and
yeah.
go like, no, this is just like this is a full investment.
Well,
The old house was an investment, but it was really hard to fathom because I was a lot younger.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's kind of what I'm looking forward to with this new house is that like the current house I'm in, I love, right? But Katie's even like, Anthony, you have one of our rooms up there that's your room. I put my drum set in it.
And you have a roommate. You guys have a roommate.
And we have a roommate. And so she's like, you have this room up there. She's like, when are you going to decorate it? When are you actually going to like, you know, hang your stuff up and do it?
Yeah.
And I've always like never felt the need to, because I think I knew it wasn't like our house that we were going to be in for very long. Because I know that she bought it because it was a good move at the time, and it was, and she made some money off it. But I think going to this next house, I think I'll be much more excited to do things right, like having the garage, me painting the garage before I even put anything in it, right? Things like that. I can do it right this time around, and then already have the lighting inside the garage wired.
That's one of the things you got to pick. So that's kind of a fun. It's kind of a fun little thing.
So being able to do it right, and because knowing what I like in the current house and what I don't like, and then applying that to this new place, and you know, I think it'll be pretty cool. So and like I said, I like having a 3-car, just a 3-car driveway. I'm stoked.
Oh, no, that's how I am. Like 3-car
I'm
driveway is like the
pumped.
coolest thing ever, especially when you live in an alley entry house.
Yeah.
Because that's what we came from.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, you can park in the garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can park in the alley and have someone bitch at you.
Or park in the street.
Or park out on the road.
Yeah.
Like, it's so having like 3 spots like just in front, it's fun to just be like, yeah. And I have a cul-de-sac down the street. So like when my mom came over to get her car done, I had pulled out that other car, the Highlander, and my truck and the scooter were sitting there.
Yeah.
So I just drove Carly's car like
Easy.
1 door down and parked it in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
It was like, piece of cake.
Yeah.
So it's definitely fun. It's nice. And, you know, I don't know. It'll be fun with a neighborhood. Like you're moving into an actual neighborhood.
It's got a 3-hole golf course on it. It's got like volleyball nets everywhere. It's got a canal, however you want to say it.
I think I know the neighborhood you're talking about now, because there's one under construction over there right now that seems to be.
It's really cool, and like the landscaping's pretty crazy, and the HOA fees are a little higher than what I would probably like. I think I'm gonna be paying over $100 a month. I think like roughly $120 in HOA fees. And I was like, that seems like a lot.
I ain't about that life.
And I know. I'm not about that either.
You're getting a lot of stuff. It's
not
not
I get
just
a pool,
like, hey,
I get all this stuff.
We got to trim the bushes for $100 a month.
Yeah, no, it's
and
like
pay for a snowplow.
It's like decent landscaping. It's like I get, it's a pool. It's got golf access. I don't golf, but I can if I wanted to. But it's just kind of cool because being in the neighborhood, you see all these people cruising around on golf carts.
Yeah.
And my friend Andy and Alex live in the same neighborhood, and let's just say they paid almost 3 times what we paid for our house.
Yeah.
In there, and their house is very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's super nice. They have a 5-car garage. If you can even imagine how nice that would be. But inside the neighborhood, right when they moved in, they're like, we're buying a golf cart. And so my friend Andy went out and bought this old golf cart, and he's like, you'll see why. And as I was walking around, me and Katie were walking through the neighborhood, everybody's just mobbing on golf carts. And I'm like, these guys haven't
not even
seen,
to go golfing. It's just to do it.
These guys haven't even seen a Grom yet. And that's where I'm going to kill a game in the neighborhood popping wheelies for the kids as I pass by.
Can't do that with your golf cart.
No, heck no,
well,
you can't.
You can do like what Dylan did. He bought a golf cart. His is all lifted. And
His is awesome. Dylan, if you're
man.
listening to this, your golf cart is wicked, and that's like golf cart goals that I would want for my neighborhood, to be cruising on that thing. If I could turbo something.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Have like a little
Yeah.
turbo
You get a
whistle
golf
in
cart, but you put a Busa motor in it.
there. Oh my god! Like, how insane would that be? Just like people, I pull up next
rumbles.
to people.
Beyond
rumbles.
unnecessary.
they're like,
People looking over, what's in that thing? I'm like, just your typical
A pack of wild
it's a little
hornets.
motorcycle motor.
Yeah, just a little motorcycle motor as I just freaking launch it.
Well, those
So-
tiny wheels would just be absolutely roasting every.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty cool. I think I'm just looking forward to that. At least I'll have something to look forward to for the next few months. But it still seems kind of surreal, like it's too good to be true type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't see myself moving. But I even asked Katie, I'm like, what could possibly go wrong to where this wouldn't work out?
Yeah.
And she's just like, well, she's like, you have your credit pulled for a certain amount, right? You can't mess with your credit a whole lot because if that changes, that's a bad thing. And then she's like, also, don't plan on getting fired. And I'm like, well, I hope not. The rag company is, I think they like me here. So, but other than that,
remains to be seen.
as Dane,
We all know that Dane's not inheriting the company.
I look over and Dane is wearing a crown, and I'm like, Dane, where'd you get that crown
You
at?
will address me by my proper name.
And so, as he hands me like a jester's outfit, he's like, put it on.
Oh no!
Put it on now. Dane, I thought we were friends.
After his parents retire, like we come in and there's like it's like when Dwight takes over the office.
Yeah.
There's like paintings of him all over the place. We're like,
Oh
what in
God!
the world
It's
happened?
been 2 days.
Yeah, dang, this really went downhill. I
Man.
mean, what's going on?
Fearless
No.
leader.
Be
in
glad
his
I'm not
factory.
that weird.
Yeah. But anyways, I guess transitioning to this next week or so, like we talked about before, we have people coming into town.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. This is not it's not too late for you to still come down for our event on the 13th if you guys are interested. In driving out and meeting Rennie Doyle himself and meeting Dave Phillips, the mastermind behind Beadmaker.
Yeah.
It's your chance.
And you get to see some tools, get to play some Flex tools. Meet Bob Eichelberg.
Who's hilarious.
He's
He's
hilarious.
fun.
The president of Flex North America.
We should get him to like say a speech or something. He'll go up there and he'll say something and
Just have him on the
he'll-
podcast. That's all we gotta
We'll
do.
have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
He'll
We
go, is
absolutely
this
do.
thing even work? What is this? It's
What
like a radio show.
Yeah.
That's what he'll do.
Supposed to talk into this?
Yep.
You
Just
guys
go
just
with
do this all day? You get
Yeah.
paid to do this?
it. Yeah. Gosh.
I'm going to come work for you guys.
Yeah.
That's what you'd
that's
say.
what you'd
I'm
say.
still amazed every time I look at the numbers. People do listen to us.
Well,
so
and
we
we
actually-
thank
appreciate
you
it.
to everybody who does that.
You were saying we had a record month this last month, right?
Yeah, no, we were cracking out there. I mean, I honestly have no clue what other podcasts do
We don't really know
in
what to
terms
base
of numbers.
this off of.
It's weird because, like, with YouTube, you can look at like Social Blade and
Mhm.
stuff like that and get an idea of what other people are doing. For all the people who like to snoop out there. But even that's not 100%
Yeah,
accurate.
we looked at like
That's
Chartable, and that gave us.
it gives
and
you like
I-
a range.
Yeah, and same with like Chartable gave us a range of like how high and low, and
Yeah.
how like this week we're really high, next week we're super low.
But
following
I
week
mean,
we're
I'm
really
not
high.
afraid to say what numbers we
Yeah.
have because we've only been at this for a short while. And this last month, I mean, I guess, yeah, because the month is over now, we cracked about right around 50,000 downloads for the
Yeah.
month.
Which is pretty
Which
sweet, guys. Thank you.
I don't know what to compare that against, but I'm told that's pretty decent for the niche we're in because there's obviously the big podcasts. If you listen to podcasts, there's a handful of like huge ones, so that can kind of throw the numbers game for you. But from what I was looking at, it was like, wow, for what we're doing, it feels
Yeah.
like we're probably doing a decent job.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, and the biggest thing that helps us the most, guys, is if you leave a review and
Yes.
rate the podcast.
And tell a friend, like
yeah.
somebody, even if they're like a borderline stranger, but they happen to share a similar interest.
Take someone's phone and just click on Siri and tell it to subscribe
Whoa.
to the Rag Company podcast, and then give it back to them.
And tell them to play it at like 3 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
while they're
like,
sleeping, so it instills
Seriously,
in their
guys,
brain
like
that they
it's
want
very
to listen.
simple. Just no, but you can't actually enable Siri to do that. So I would suggest for your wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, phones, just sneak on there, hit Siri, and have it subscribe. so that it gets us more downloads.
Well,
Also,
that seems like a cheap
leave
ploy.
a rating and review.
That's what I want to say. That's what I want to. I want people to actually go and leave a rating, leave a review.
No,
a lot of
that
people
helps us a lot.
A lot of people say, go leave a 5-star review. And it's like, I don't want to tell you what to
don't.
do. Leave the review you feel is appropriate.
But leave
at
a
the same
5-star
time,
review.
Yeah.
And we'd appreciate that. Don't give us 1 star. It doesn't help us.
If you do, we'll know, because right now there aren't any, and I will be very upset.
And I will blame Dane for that, for giving you guys the
Because I
choice.
just said that. Okay, any rate.
Dang it.
You know what you can do? If you feel the need to do a 1-star rating, give us a 5-star rating, and then write a review that says 1 star. But don't actually
that's
click
funny.
1 star.
Yeah.
So you can just like mess with the system.
Yeah, no, and make sure you tag Pepsi and everything. No, I'm just kidding. No, but guys, leave us a rating, like a review, even if it's just the 1-word review, like we've been saying. Like, just say like awesome podcast or great or the choice of a new generation.
Or this sucks. I love it.
Yeah, like seriously,
whatever.
just as long as you're doing that, that helps our metrics in iTunes, which helps our downloads, which helps put us at a higher rating, which is, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we just want to try and keep growing this podcast as best as we can, and we want to help you guys. And if we can get it out to more listeners and more people can hear it and more people kind of spread the word, everybody wins. We all get to do this, and we are working very hard to be able to get it set up so that we can actually bring in guests and have it a very clear, some podcasts do bring in a guest, and
every episode has a guest.
And the hard part is that the audio sounds really bad. One thing we're trying to do is, we want to be able to bring a guest and have very good audio. So
one of the reasons we haven't really done it to this point is when you have remote guests, we're just making sure we have a system worked out that'll give the best sound possible.
And have a good
situation.
Connection.
Yeah.
We want to be able to bring you guys, we provide you with high quality microfiber. We want to provide you with a high quality podcast as well. That's how we do things.
Microphones.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I see how you did that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So,
Microphones.
anyway, guys, once again, I just want to say thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, no.
Sincere, heartfelt thank you to everybody who listens, everybody who shares, everybody who tells a friend. It really means a lot, and we didn't even know we were going to be doing this 2 years ago.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't know we were going to be doing this.
What are you going to be doing at SEMA?
Well, a lot of things. I don't know. What do you mean specifically?
Were you thinking of doing the podcast at SEMA?
I was thinking about doing some podcast stuff at SEMA.
So
we could see.
One cool part about SEMA is that technically when the show ends during the normal show days, right, we still have some downtime at our booth that we clean things up and whatnot, and so we might pull a couple people to come to our booth while we're doing the cleanup and before we end our day and do a podcast
or
before
in the
we go out
morning
to dinner or in the morning, because our downtime at SEMA, it happens really fast. It goes by really fast. Before you know it, we're out to dinner or we're out doing
we literally get a break, and then it's like eat a bunch of protein bars and granola bars and stuff, and then holy cow, like while we're still chewing, there's people that show up.
Dude, I remember just being at the show after I was out. We were walking around, mingling, talking to people. I'd come back to the booth, and the Mishimoto girl, what's her name, Ashley,
Ashley.
this next door. I'm sitting there. I have all these snacks. I'm like, do you want any snacks?
Because Anthony's always eating.
I'm like, I have all this food, and she's like, no, I'm okay. It sounds good. I'm like, all right, suit yourself. So I'm just eating. Like I had cashews. I had protein bars. I had 3 Monsters that I was pounding down, and I wonder why I have acid reflux from time to time. So that makes sense. But no, we're just always busy, and I think that we'll try to set as much time aside as we can to do a podcast or to do maybe some type of interview.
We're going to try to do some live stuff. We want to have some people in the booth. We're going to try and visit some folks, some of our friends that we've been talking with and things like that. Maybe do live Facebook stuff from there if we can.
We're going to play it by ear.
Service is kind of spotty, and so we'll just go see what we can do. And
we won't bring the Mevo with us.
Yeah.
That thing can burn hell, so... Yeah,
Anthony really hates the Mevo.
We'll be using our phones that actually have a decent connection from time to time.
If you've ever watched one of our live streams from down in the shop when we're trying to do like one of those really long live streams, and you notice the feed is a little spotty here and there, that's the Mevo. Anthony hates it. And I'll be honest, it's the glitchiest piece of software, hardware we own.
It's a great idea, and it's a great camera. It's basically a robotic
Fix the
camera.
When it
software
works, it's great.
does
The
its
problem
own
is
thing.
it just doesn't like to work.
Yeah, live
Yeah.
broadcasts, and it can
Yeah.
zoom in on people. It can self-edit certain things, and it can.
Because people
It's
complain, oh, the
pretty
sound's
awesome
not
little setup.
good
Yeah,
or whatever. And
But-
that's, you know,
Who knows?
But
Maybe
it's
ours
got
was
its
like
issues.
built on a Monday or a Friday. It should have been
Yeah.
built on a
whatever the
Wednesday.
case, we'll try and work
Mevo,
around
if you're
that.
listening, get us a better one.
Yeah. Also, I want to try to do a live. I want to try to do a live stream from the BMW Drift event. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know
That's a
they'll be
great
doing
idea.
the Drift event again this year. And the entire time we were doing that last year, all I could think about was how I needed to do this more than once,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and how we needed to do something live and film
Yeah.
it because
They're just doing it all day too, so you know you can go out there and just.
And I love that smell
It
of
was
tire
so
smoke.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
fun walking by every
it
day.
makes me nostalgic every time I smell. I just like, day at the races kind
Yeah.
of thing, you know.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. The M3s didn't sound great. Those
Turbo
particular-
sixes. There are
those-
Turbo sixes that sound great. Unfortunately, I am just
Those
sorry, Em. I'm underwhelmed by the sound of the Turbo sixes. The old V8 and the old straight six and the E46.
Yeah.
That sound is.
Yeah, those
money.
ones just didn't sound great. 'Cause
Naturally
I remember
aspirated, just-
everybody was making comments about. They're like, "That sounds horrible." I'm like, "Yeah, with the tire screeching, it doesn't sound great, but in the car, it's a good time."
The sensation of driving around that course, though, is something else. So if you're just looking for pure performance and you don't care about the sound as much, killer, awesome,
Yeah.
fun.
And then also, a lot of people said, you know, when we were standing in line, we were saying we should have done this in the beginning of the week. It was actually more
Yeah.
dead in the beginning of the
Yeah.
week. And
we
there
did it
wasn't
right
many
at the
people in line.
end.
And we did it at the end where people had finally caught on to what it was.
What was your first time
Um,
at SEMA?
Do as many rides as you can in that at the beginning of the week.
We had no point of reference for everything
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
It was
And-
basically the
and
first time for everything.
Those of you that are going, do that stuff beginning of the morning.
Yeah.
You know, get
And-
there, get in the morning, get those things knocked out because you got
Correct.
the rest of the day to wander around.
Yeah, have that be your
Um,
wake up coffee is,
yeah.
is getting in a BMW.
You
and
could
drifting.
wander as much as you want, and you still wouldn't see everything.
Well, yeah. And there's, I think GM does it, Ford does it, BMW does it with Continental tires,
Yeah.
and then Kia did the Stinger this
Yeah,
year.
you drove
Yeah, I did
because
see
you
that.
you
I
and
think
Dude in
Hyundai's-
Blue got out there and
I-
did it.
I think Hyundai's doing the new, or Genesis is releasing their new sedans
Yeah.
because Genesis is a separate company now from Hyundai, and they've got
Yeah.
their new
Probably
sedans.
the G70, which is
Yeah,
their sedan
which is
version of the Stinger.
Yeah, so they're talking about that. So that'll be fun too to check out. So
Yeah.
all in all,
Yeah.
a lot of fun stuff this
Yeah.
year at SEMA. I'm
Heck
really
yeah,
excited.
I think it's
So,
gonna be a good year, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm hoping for?
Hmm.
Literally,
Pit Boss Burger,
no.
Oh.
All I can think about
Manhandler Burger.
is how Toyota might bring a Supra out to
Oh, that's
SEMA.
true. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they bring a Supra out to SEMA, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
really happy.
No,
I
and that's
really-
where they would do it.
I'm
mean, honestly,
desperately hoping if I see it that it looks better in person.
it would
Well-
probably only be in the Toyota booth.
I know
I-
they've been hiding it so much with the camo, and it's like, oh god, we've been seeing this for
last year. They had
years.
the new Camry
Yeah.
SE and the CHRs. They
Well,
were doing a lot of that.
Yeah, I was
So-
all about the Lexus LC 500 though.
Yeah.
That car is gorgeous.
Yeah,
that has to be my
Lexus did a bunch of
favorite
those.
car design of the last 10 years. It's just such a good looking GT style
Yeah.
coupe. I love
Yeah.
that thing.
I think for sure. I think what they're gonna
if the
do.
Supra looked like that, I would be. Oh.
I think they are gonna pull the Supra out. I think they'll. I'm just guessing. I think they're gonna have a stock version of it. I think they're gonna have a stanced out wide body version of it. They have to.
Well, considering how the LC was the hot car of last year, and they had every single modified version imaginable of it out there,
Yeah.
maybe they'll do something like that because they've been real stingy with the details on
Yeah.
the new Supra. But man, if it looks anything like the FT1 concept underneath all of that cladding and camo they've been throwing on it, there's still hope for that. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We won't know. We'll find out
Yeah,
in 3
we'll
weeks.
find
Yeah,
out.
So
we'll see.
All right.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. We already went on our spiel about leaving a review on iTunes, but hey, please do that.
Yeah.
Any rate, if you're watching, thank you so much. You're probably on the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel, and if you're listening, you're on iTunes or Shout Engine or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Any rate, guys, share it with a friend. We'll do our best to keep them entertained. And until next time, we'll see you around.
See ya.
See ya.